Hello everyone, I am Phantom here. Today I'm going to be doing a side-by-side comparison of the LG Optimus V and the Samsung Intercept, both Android 2.2 powered smartphones from Virgin Mobile. Now, the first thing that I'm going to say is if you want to see the individual specs and everything from these two phones, I did reviews on both phones. I will leave the descriptions or the links to the videos in the description. Now, I'm going to go into the side-by-side comparison. So to start off, the Samsung Intercept has a built-in trackpad, an IR trackpad, that can be used to navigate the screen and also navigate the web pages much easier than using your finger. Another feature that the Samsung Intercept does have, that the LG Optimus does have, is a physical 4-row QWERTY keyboard. It has arrow keys to help navigate, and it has full QWERTY keyboard that are clickable, and it has a shift key and a function key so that you can use capital letters, and you can also use symbol keys. The one downside to having the LG Optimus with a built-in keyboard is it does make the phone a little bit thicker. This phone is 0.69 inches thick, and the LG Optimus, being a little bit thinner, is 0.52 inches thick. In the hand, you can definitely feel the difference between the two thicknesses. If I place the camera down, you'll be able to see that. You can see that the LG Optimus is a little bit thicker, or sorry, the Samsung Intercept is a little bit thicker than the LG Optimus. Another main feature that is very different in these two phones is the built-in processor unit. The LG Optimus has a 600 megahertz processor and a built-in graphics processing unit. The Samsung Intercept has an 800 megahertz processor but no graphics processing unit. Therefore, the LG Optimus is much more efficient in doing calculations than the Samsung Intercept, because the Samsung Intercept has to take into account graphics inside its calculations, and the LG Optimus does not, because it has a built-in graphics processor. Now, the downside to having the graphics processor is that eats up a little bit more battery, so the talk time on this phone is 5 hours compared to 5.5 hours, and the standby time is 300 hours compared to 300 hours on this phone. So they both have the same standby, but talk time is a half-hour difference. Now, as you can see when I power on the phones, one phone, the LG Optimus, is going to be a lot quicker than the Samsung Intercept because of the more efficient processor. I'm going to put the phone down, or the camera down, and I'll power them up at the exact same time. This is hard, alright. The startup time is going to be a lot more for the Samsung Intercept, because even though it shows the graphics, the processing is a different speed, therefore making the LG Optimus, as you can see, much faster than the Samsung Intercept. And I'll wait for the Samsung Intercept to boot so I can show you guys the difference between graphics processing and web browsing and different things on the phone. So as you can see, in startup time, the LG Optimus is approximately, it was 15 seconds faster startup time than the Samsung Intercept. One thing you may notice about these two screens is that the LG Optimus V has a little bit larger screen than the Samsung Intercept. The LG Optimus has a 3.2-inch screen with 320 by 480 pixels. The Samsung Intercept has a 3-inch screen with 240 by 400 pixels. That means that the LG Optimus V has 60% more pixels than the Samsung Intercept. Now I will show you the sensitivity of the screens. So, as you can see, both are very easy to use screens. Both capacitive, so they're much more effective than the the resistive touchscreens, even though they're a little bit more expensive to make. And one thing that I've noticed with the Samsung Intercept is that if you have a little bit of sweat, sometimes it can get caught. As you can see a little bit there, you'll still think your finger's on it. So the LG Optimus, I haven't had any problems with that. I can have sweaty hands and it'll just automatically pop back. A much higher quality screen. Now, another thing that I noticed about these two phones is that during web browsing, since the graphics processing unit in this phone built in makes it so that the CPU unit is much more effective, I noticed that zooming, pinching to zoom, and just double-click zooming on both phones was much different, and also the time loading. So we will go to the internet on both. Okay, so right now I'm going to go to my internet page. It's www.iamphantom.webs.com, which I have bookmarked on both these phones, so give me 2 seconds. Okay. As you can see, another thing that you may notice is that the LG Optimus has loaded the GIF file and the Samsung Intercept has not loaded the GIF file on my home screen. So that is because the graphics processing unit on this phone can handle the GIF file and it cannot handle it on the Samsung Intercept. So we're going to try to enter the site at the exact same time. Nope, not going to happen. So as you can see down, you could see the loading time on this one. On this, you could not see the loading time. It was pretty much instant. See, the loading was much faster on the LG Optimus. And just pinching to zoom, as you can see, much more smooth. Double click to zoom, makes it much more smooth. On this, takes a second for it to actually know what it's doing. Has a refocus all the time, and double clicking to zoom in. Takes a little while as well. Now if you load a little bit more complicated page like YouTube, you'll be able to see the difference between both phones. As you can see, the Samsung Intercept takes a little bit longer to load because the graphics is also processing with the processor, making it less, run slower. Now, playing a video, you'll be able to see that loading will take a little slower on the Samsung Intercept. Hi everyone, I am Phantom here. Sorry I haven't made a video in a while. As you can see, I'm in a little change of scenery here. And again, as I've found throughout everything, there's 15-second delay between the loading of videos. That is the average time I've found for most everything. The Samsung Intercept is 15 seconds slower than the LG Optimus in almost everything. Another thing that I found a little bit more annoying with the Samsung Intercept is the keys. The LG Optimus V has physical keys for all the for the search, the back, the home, and the options key. This the Samsung Intercept, I'm getting them mixed up today, has different keys that they're not necessarily keys per se. They more sense your finger when you're there. So search You have to put your finger on them. Sometimes it doesn't respond, but right now they're doing okay. What is it doing? Okay. Sorry, that was weird. I don't know what just happened. But again, with the optical, the trackpad, as you can see, you can travel through your home screen with it. If someone wants a trackpad on their phone, then this phone would be definitely the one to choose for the trackpad and for the built-in QWERTY keyboard. So, pretty much all the other features of the phones are exactly the same. They both run on Android 2.2 Froyo. They both have a 3.2 megapixel on the camera on the back of the phones. And the main difference is processing speed between the both is the LG Optimus, since it has a built-in graphics processing unit, it is much faster at doing many of the things that the the Samsung Intercept takes a little bit longer. Another feature that the Samsung Intercept does have that the LG Optimus does not have is physical QWERTY keyboard. So if a QWERTY keyboard is a must, then the LG Optimus would be, the LG Optimus would not be your choice. The Samsung Intercept would be. Oops. And again, the trackpad and the physical buttons is also another thing to take into account. So let me show you really quick for each phone. The call button is down here, and this is your dial pad. So in order to call, you have to press the call button. And on this, you have a physical call button. So if you press it, it's the same exact layout, but you can also press this to go straight to phone. So if you're in something and you press that, it'll automatically go to your phone. For this, you have to go to home, and you have to press the phone button. So each has its ups and downs. But whichever phone you do choose, they're both very good Android phones, and they both run on the Virgin Mobile Unlimited Data Plan and the Unlimited Texting Plan, which is $35 a month at minimum if you want 300 minutes of talk, and if you want unlimited talk, I believe it is $60 a month. So that has been my side-by-side comparison of the LG Optimus and the Samsung Intercept. Thanks for watching.